This is the MLW Radio Network. This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind?
I have nothing.
Wrap it up. We're done. Thanks for coming by, guys, for the Blue Meanie.
Yeah. And credits.
And scene.
No, as we were talking, it's been kind of a rough week. Yeah. Not rough, but just busy. You know, you got your pulled muscle in your hip, and I'm just generally brain dead today.
Well, whatever the medicine they gave me made me brain dead, man. I fucking hurt myself, and I'm just like in space today. I'm like, I don't like this, man. I don't like this feeling.
Well, welcome to my world where you're the age of why does this hurt? You hurt your hip. I went to unplug something last night and popped something in my wrist. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, you do everything in the ring and you come out unscathed, but simple chores around the house and you're like, oh shit. Let me get where's the CBD? Where's the
Yeah,
but no, it's yeah. What a drag it is getting older, as the Rolling Stones said.
It is a drag, man. And I was working out. I'd started working out again, like doing my plans again. Shout out to Brad Feinberg, my trainer. And I got back in the swing of things and I was killing it at the gym and everything was good. And I literally bent over to pick up my keys and I felt like a tear or a pop in my hip. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And for 2 days, it's been just horrific. So now I'm on these muscle relaxers. They gave them to me yesterday because I was like, I got to go to the doctor. You know, you get to the point where you push it off and you're like, no, I got to go, you know? So they gave me some muscle relaxers and I took one for the first time last night. And I woke up this morning and I was like, I don't even remember when I fell asleep, you know? Like, I don't like that at all. But it helped. It definitely helped, but.
My muscles have been relaxed since 1973. Now, what's your coach's name?
Brad Feinberg.
Trainer. If that is his real name. That's why I was like, man, that sounds like such a made-up name.
Brad Feinberg. He was my my college.
I'm sure he's a fine fellow.
He's great. Yeah, he was my college roommate. He is the personal trainer of Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons. And he,
nice.
He is a very close and dear friend of mine and is helping me get back on my weight loss kick and my goals. You should give him a follow, Brad Feinberg, 88 on Instagram. Fantastic guy. But I texted.
What's the 88 for? Did he play sports?
That was the year he was born. But he was on the rugby team.
Okay.
Well, on the rugby team in Westchester University. He was the captain of the rugby team, and he crushed it. I think they won a championship while they were there. But big hulking redheaded dude. I mean, he's just this monster of a man. Big beard, looks like a Viking. Like picture a Viking with like bright red hair, and that's Brad Feinberg. Wonderful guy though, but yeah,
awesome.
I texted him and I was just like, Brad, hey, listen, dude, I hurt myself. And he's like, oh no, it's fine, man. He's like, do this, do that, and blah blah blah. And got the X-ray. I don't think anything's wrong, but hopefully I don't have to do any MRIs.
Man, you went hardcore on this, man. Looking at X-rays and
yeah.
Me, I just go, I'll just walk this off.
And I tried, dude. I tried to walk it off, though. That's the thing is I tried to walk it off, and like the couple of days I was doing, because like I said before, I had an issue like this, like very minimally last year around this time. Nothing was, took some Motrin, put some Icy Hot on it. Everything was solid, and that was that. But now it's like, I've had it. Literally, Courtney had to help me get my shoes on yesterday. That's how bad it was. I was like, oh my God, yeah, it's bad. So, but I'm good, man. But how are you? Is the better question, because no one's here to listen to me, bitch. How are you?
I'm good, man. I was going to say, last week, or whenever you're listening to this, maybe 2 weeks ago, when we did the drive to Indianapolis, it's like I'm at the age where, like, you get out of the car and you kind of do the hop along Cassidy walk like you're a cowboy. And then, like, it takes me, like, a couple stages to get to a normal walk. But I'm doing good, man. A little inside baseball. It's the day after night one of the NFL draft. I know my brother-in-law is going to, turn off this because I'm about to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. J. Root. What's up, J. Root? Because he's a Giants fan. But we get along. The Eagles did really good last night, man. Eagles went into the draft with 3 first-round picks and used none of them, which is kind of what you thought Howie Roseman was going to do with the Eagles. Howie Roseman, the GM. We traded up and got a defensive tackle, Jordan Davis, with the first pick. We moved up from 15 to 13. Got a fucking wrecking ball in Jordan Davis, who, you line him up, right behind, Fletcher Cox, and they're going to be like the fucking Road Warriors, just busting shit up.
Yeah.
But the move that really got my fucking blood pumping, I mean, Jordan Davis was a good pick, but the Eagles traded. They had They had 15 and 19.
Yeah.
And then they went and traded their 19th pick, I believe, to the Tennessee Titans and got fucking A.J. Brown, which is like, holy shit. It's like one of those moments where, like, where were you when? And it was like, when the news broke, I got like bubble guts. I got excited. I was like, yo, Eagles fans have always longed for another Terrell Owens or T.O. type fucking wide receiver with this team. We've had like good wide receivers. Deshaun Jackson was great and all that stuff, but like a physical specimen of a person, of a human being who can just physically go out there and pluck balls out of the air and, be dominant.
Well, say what you want. You can say what you want about Terrell Owens, but the guy was a fucking machine. Like, the guy was a machine. God.
He played in the Super Bowl in one leg.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he Brock Lesnar at the Super Bowl.
Dude, he could. I saw T.O. on Pat McAfee. That dude could play today if he wanted to.
Absolutely.
He's still he is, not the, I don't want Matt Cardona to sue me, but Terrell Owens is the epitome of always ready. I wish he would just, clown around and go play in the USFL and just light shit up and just put shit on tape to make where people go, all right, T.O., we'll give you a shot,
Yeah.
1 year veteran minimum or whatever, with a shitload of incentives, But, the Eagles did fucking fantastic last night, and that was only night one. And night 2 and 3, round 2 and 3 are tonight. So I almost said night 2 and 3 are tonight, which, that's where I'm at mentally right now.
WrestleMania NFL Draft, night 2.
It's going to be good.
Sorry.
Shout out to Andrew Bailey in the chat, who, that was his first words, fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah, dude.
So I know we don't, I know our motto is we talk about music, movie, sports, and
more.
Tons of useless knowledge. But we don't really talk too much sports on here, but I love sports. Sports, music, video. Now I have to get fucking A.J. Brown in my Madden team.
Yeah.
So I fucked up and I traded for Calvin Ridley, and he ain't coming to the Eagles. Calvin Ridley was, still is, for those listening overseas or abroad. He wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. Played ball with Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts and at Alabama, and the Eagles were about to pull the trigger on the trade to bring him over, and then he got pinched for online betting.
Oh, jeez.
He's suspended for the whole next year.
Really?
So and he didn't even bet on he didn't even bet on his team to lose. I think he bet on them to win. It was like a 3-something parlay or whatever.
Oh, jeez.
The joke was he gambled $1,200 and lost $50 million. or whatever he was supposed to. I don't know what he was supposed to get next year, but
honestly,
holy
man,
shit!
Why would you do something so stupid?
They can track that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you do something so stupid?
You have to give your name to fucking collect the earnings, right? So
idiot.
But yeah. So now I gotta go get AJ Brown on my Madden team for the Eagles.
Now, let me ask you a question for fans who are listening to the show who may not be familiar with the way that the draft works. Now, you mentioned that the Eagles had 3 first-round draft picks, and they only used 1. How frequent does something like that happen in a draft?
It was said last night before last night's draft, it was like the most bizarre draft, night 1 in 30 years. I forget who the guy who he's like, I forget which expert said it.
Wasn't the guy with the hair, was it? What's his name, Mel?
Oh, Mel Kiper's the worst.
You know what? Wait, shout out to Lane Jaffe because he said the same thing to me last night. I sent a picture of him as I'm watching it, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, his hair is like Paulie Walnuts at the, like, if you got Paulie Walnuts from Wish.com, that's what this guy's hair looks like. I was like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, that dude's obnoxious.
It's funny you said somebody sent you the picture of him because Mrs. Meanie. We weren't together when we were watching it. I was out and about, and she sent me a photo of him going, who the fuck is this guy? She sent me a photo of Mel Kiper. I was like, yeah, he looks like an angry owl. He looks like something from Fraggle, or like an angry bird from like the Muppets or something like that. He's this mock draft guru who I don't know if anybody's put his feet to the fire on if any of his picks have come to fruition, but every year. I
was watching on ESPN, I'm watching like the ticker at the bottom, and it's like, oh, Mel's top picks that are still available, and there's like 12 on there. I'm like, dude, are you what are you doing?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah, it's like in baseball, baseball's the only sport where you have to be 30% successful and to be considered good. Mel Kiper's picks are like baseball stats. They're like, I got 20% right.
Oh, speaking of baseball, should we talk about this real fast and then we'll come back to the draft? Because I have other questions.
Whatever.
I'm always like talking about this, but Kyle Schwarber from the Philadelphia Phillies got ejected from the game. Now, just refresh me. Who were they playing? The Philadelphia Phillies were playing, was it the Brewers? Yes, the Brewers.
The Milwaukee Brewers.
Milwaukee, yes. Good. That's an excellent Wayne's World reference. Way to go. I wish I had applause on the soundboard here. But they lost. So the Phillies lost 1-0, right? To the Brewers.
That was my applause button.
That's what, and here, we're going to give Angel Hernandez this.
It's the shits.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
That's what his calls were like this past week because he if you watch the pitch, it is very, very clear that pitch was a ball. It was way inside, man.
He is the lowest rated umpire in all of baseball. And like all of his, they had the stat for all the strikes he called that were like not in the strike zone, which was fucking insane. But Angel Hernandez making a strong case for them to get robo-umps.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be the next thing. They're going to get robots to fucking call, balls and strikes.
Yeah. That's what it's
for those not familiar with baseball, the strike zone is either side of the plate and between the batter's knees and the logo on the shirt. So it varies from person to person. If you're like 7 foot, it's between the 7 foot chest and the knees. That's his strike zone. I forget what team back in the fucking like 1940s or 50s went and got like a little person as a batter.
Oh, jeez.
Because the strike zone would be smaller, so he always walked or something. It was like a publicity stunt, or something like that. I just remember seeing the photo of the little person at bat, and they're like, he was giving pitchers fits because where's the strike zone? But Angel Hernandez, shout out to the Phillies fan who fucking, there's video of, the fans waiting just to fucking heckle him as he's driving out, like, Angel Hernandez, you stink.
And I don't like you and you stink. Like, how Canadian and Philadelphian in the same mixture there was unbelievable.
Polite and, very, very polite.
Absolutely. Incredibly polite. I was surprised. I was like, are we sure this guy is from Philadelphia? Because I don't think that he is.
Shout out to Vanessa Bella with a great reference. Was it Enrico Palazzo behind the plate from Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen was the umpire, and then like he takes off as it's Enrico Palazzo. That's a great reference, Vanessa. But just they're changing baseball. Now the National League has designated hitters, which I'm in favor of. I always hate it when I knew, oh, fuck, the pitcher's coming up third. Goddamn.
But it feels like it makes sense to have the DH rule across the league, right? Because I think it's the American League is the only league that has it now, right?
Used to be.
Used to be.
And like when they would do the World Series, they would have the DH in the American League cities and regular in
National League.
National League cities, not series, cities. And first day with the new mouth. Sorry.
We're getting it warmed up, folks.
Yeah. This is going to be like the most mellow-minded meanie ever.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. But I'm enjoying having a weekend where I don't have to really leave the fucking house.
Yeah. Dude.
Indiana 2 weeks ago, did a wedding last week.
Yeah.
So
dude, me too, man.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be busy, but it's sometimes it's good to be home.
That's what I was thinking. And what's not good though is Angel Hernandez's consistency record here. I'm looking at the stats from the game. His overall accuracy was 88%, and overall consistency was 88%. And the MLB average is 94%, which is crazy. Yeah. I mean, that is, and his called strike accuracy was 77%, and the league average is 88%. I mean, if you look at this card, maybe we'll retweet it on the Mind of the Meanie page. Don't forget to follow us right now, twitter.com/Mind of the Meanie, and check out the stats here just from the show. But I mean, this pitch that Hader threw to Schwarber was unquestionably inside, and he threw his bat down and he lost his shit. Was just like, it's both sides. You're doing it all fucking night. You're terrible.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. He was bad for both teams.
Yeah.
To where, like Andrew McCutchen, who played, I wish he was still Philly. I love Andrew McCutchen. Always loved him as a player. But he was playing for the Brewers, and they struck him out. He just stood there with this look of disbelief on his face.
Wow.
So when Kyle Schwarber was going to be like one of the last outs, he's like, "Fuck it, if he ejects me, it's the ninth inning. What's he going to do?"
Yeah.
He the way he sold it was so pro wrestling. I don't mean like his anger was a work, but like when I talk to younger guys and train, I go, man, when you're selling and when you're doing things, you got to do it for the people in the nosebleeds, so they can fucking, the people in the first couple rows, they can see you selling, but you got to sell for the fucking people up in the fucking nosebleeds. Everything Kyle Schwarber did during his fucking thing was like very over the top, fucking selling for the fucking people in the nosebleeds, because they called him out. He went over. Both hands over the head, slammed the bat on the ground.
Yep.
Both hands took the helmet, slapped it. And he's like fucking pantomiming like he's calling in an airplane. When you go, all right, just a little bit, just a little bit left, a little bit right. He was doing all that. I was like, oh my God, this is fucking amazing. I like fucking stood up and popped in my living room. I was like, yes, that was fucking great. But and that cell made the rounds, and that became viral, so to speak. A lot of wrestlers, me explaining to a rookie how to catch me on a dive, or shit like that.
Right.
I think Cheeseburger said that one or something like that, but it was, dude, it was fucking crazy. That was a bad night of baseball. But
yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Phillies turned around and fucking swept the Rockies, which was good. Last night was a good night for Philly sports.
Absolutely, yeah. The Sixers won last night, 132-97. They won by 36 points, 37 points.
They knocked they moved on to round 2 of the playoffs, which is going to be crazy with the Heat. I don't know how I feel about that one, but
35. I did my math wrong. 35 points. The hell of a game, though, man. Holy shit.
Well, it was a 1 point difference going into the half.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what they did in fucking during the halftime or whatever, during the intermission. But holy shit, they came out and fucking put up 30. They took a 35-point fucking lead.
Yeah. They're looking at some of the stats here. They're talking about all 5 Sixers starters scored in double figures, led by Joel Embiid, who had 33 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 2 steals.
Fucking Embiid, man. He was the fucking main heel in Toronto last night because they're chanting, fuck Embiid. And he's putting his hands to his ears going, where you at? He said, where you at? I can't hear shit.
Oh, man. You know what? And James Harden had last night, he had 10 points.
The beard.
Yeah. He had 5 assists as well. Man, this team is fucking unstoppable. I can't wait to see what happens next. And you said they play the Heat. Is that the next game? The next
Miami
round?
Heat.
Miami Heat. Jesus.
Who I believe are the first, the number 1 seed, I believe, in the East.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Here's all the NBA stats right here. I'm pulling them up right now on the Twitter. James Harden, 22 points, 15 assists. Maxey had 25 points, 8 assists. And Harris had 19 points and 11 rebounds. So they fucking crushed last night. But, I really want to get my hands on one of these Spectrum jerseys. I know we talk about it a lot, but we're going to have to... We're going to have to crowdfund that. Get us 2 jerseys from the Sixers. I'd like my number to be 69, please, because nice.
Yeah, I always pick when I get a custom jersey. I always pick the year of my birth, which is 73. So
nice.
I have a custom Flyers jersey, an old school Philadelphia Phantoms jersey. I got a Phillies jersey, and I didn't do an Eagles one.
Oh man, I used to have Brian Westbrook jersey that was white with the green, like the green letters on it, green numbers and stuff. And I had a Shane Victorino jersey in I think it was the cream color or the gray from the 2008 season when they won the series, and I had the patch on it. And unfortunately, someone who used to be in my life, who no longer is, kept some of my things, including both of those jerseys. And I was furious. So a couple years ago, my brother found me another one, another Victorino jersey that is similar to the one that I had. And I was fucking pissed because I loved that. I spent a lot of money on that too. It was like an authentic one. I went to the stadium to get it. And, like...
They're not cheap.
No, man. No, but I definitely want to pick up one of those Sixers jerseys because it'll help me, hide some of the rolls under my shirt here. So the other thing that I wanted to go back to on the NFL, because we're doing, if we're going to do sports now for a little bit, let's stay on it, pal. I noticed, and I was talking to some of the guys that I was with last night, I noticed, we talked about this a little bit in the Green Room show, which you can actually watch early by going to patreon.com/mindofthemeanie, signing up right now, and you can watch us early and ad-free. Anyway, I noticed that almost no one up until Pittsburgh picked a quarterback as their first round pick, which is kind of unusual, right? What does that say for people who may not, understand the logistics of this work? Is there a specific reason this year why they didn't pick as many quarterbacks? Or is it just because there were a lot more defensive, offensive folks that they were looking to pick up for their teams?
Yeah, each year there seems to be a theme within the draft. And, this year was just like a defense-heavy class. The Mel Kipers of the world try to project, what's going to be the big theme. And last year was, wide receivers, the first couple, picks were defensive people, which I was starting to get a little nervous because I want the Eagles to pick up on their defense.
Right.
Obviously. Their offense was okay last year, but, the defense, they were letting teams back into the game and stuff like that. Like, if you score like 23 points, you should be able to win the game. The Eagles were losing a lot of games where they're scoring over 20 points. It's like, Jesus Christ, can we get some defensive help in here? So, a lot of heavy hitters were going in those first couple rounds, and which kind of led me to believe that's why they traded up to 13 to get Davis. I also thought they were going to try to get up and get Williams, but he went to Detroit. Which, if they would have got Williams, that would have been fucking insane as well.
Yeah.
Dude, if they would have had Williams and A.J. Brown, along with Devontae Smith, holy shit, I don't know. Wow. I don't know. I would have been insufferable. But yeah, when you talk about the draft, like each year, it almost seems like a theme, and I doubt it's by design, but like, yeah, last night was like the first round was like the night of defensive players. But yeah, the one quarterback that I remember, I didn't see every pick, but yeah, Kenny Pickett went to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and there was a lot of hate on Kenny Pickett. Like, people are like, and the big thing was Kenny Pickett has small hands, which is like bizarre to me, but he can't hold on to the football. Well, he's got two hands.
Right.
He's got two hands. He can clutch it.
Who's looking at his hands?
Dude, it's weird. It's weird what people look for. Like scouts look. It's weird what scouts look for in professional football.
Oh my God.
But his moment was pretty special.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett. He, besides the fact that they made fun of his fucking hands, he plays for Pitt. For those not familiar with American football, that's in Pittsburgh, and he got drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. So he basically he played his whole college career, and now he's going to play his professional career in the same city. Which is kind of cool. And when they called his name, he just fucking broke down. He bent over and just started crying, which was a beautiful thing to watch. So many. That's what I like about watching the draft. Like, look, I'm not a college expert. I watch out of the side of my eye, out of my peripherals. I watch, with college, because there's so many games where it's like 97-3. It's like, oh man, so how many blowouts can you watch?
Yeah, right.
But to watch these guys, realize their dream of getting drafted to the NFL, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And seeing Davis come out and then, getting AJ Green's been playing for a couple of years. I mean, AJ Brown's been playing for a couple of years now. But, yeah, and then, watching Kenny Pickett, celebrate and burst out into tears was pretty amazing. In a good way.
I am trying to figure out how to transition into something else right now, and I was thinking about it, and I don't know how to transition, so I am going to just mention something that I sent to you this morning. Bobby Lashley last night.
Yeah.
Was that last night or the night before? Ryan Satin tweeted something, a friend of the show, of a video. It looked like Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley in the ring. And the top rope snapped after an Irish whip.
In Newcastle, UK. They're doing an overseas tour over there in Newcastle, and that was a scary thing to watch with Bobby Lashley. And look, I've had the top rope snap on me at least once.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because I remember you had said to me, like, your blood went cold. Tell me what happened when that happened.
Dude, I was wrestling a fellow named Chris Crude, my boy Julian Bradley, who is a senator in Wisconsin now.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. He said pro wrestling totally got me ready for politics. But he's doing good things. But we're doing this match, and it was going to be one of those things where, he's a big dude, and I'm a big dude. He's like doing the Chippendales gimmick. Kind of like Chris Farley-ish type thing. And I was going to, hit the ropes, tackle him. He just stumbled, like, ooh, hit the other rope, stumble, boom. And then somehow get him the bump. So I went to hit the ropes the second time, and you just hear the rope go, pink.
Oh, no.
And a little inside baseball. When I was taught to run the ropes, and how I tell everybody when I see them run the ropes, when you're about to hit the ropes, reach out with your right hand, grab the top rope, and pull it into you. So when you hit it, if that top rope snaps, holding onto that rope is the difference between you staying in a ring or being in the third row. And when I went to hit the ropes for the second or third time, as it broke, my instincts just kicked in. This is when we were doing 3PW shows at the ECW Arena. So I grabbed the rope, pulled myself in, top rope broke, and my feet were thinking, and that's another thing. You got to have both feet on the fucking ground. I see people, anytime I see somebody running the ropes and they put the one leg up, I'm like, dude, you got to have both feet on the ground, because that top rope breaks. Your both feet on the floor is going to possibly save your life. So both I hit the top rope, it breaks, both my feet are playing it. And it looked like I bent over backwards, and it looked like I hit my head on the side of the ring, which it didn't, but I heard the crowd reaction. I went, I'm done. I'm dead. I'm going to play dead.
Yeah.
And I melted into the ring, kind of like I was unconscious. And to Julian, Chris Crude's credit, he just ran over and hit me with a big Abdul the Butcher elbow, topped me 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Which wasn't the planned finish, but
due to the situation, you gotta just go home. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of and that's another thing, if that's why I get mad when guys think they have to stick to what they call in the back. If something's there and it works out better than what you had planned, go with it. And he hit that elbow, pinned me 1, 2, 3, and I just laid there. I did not move. I said, John Finnegan was the referee. He goes, "You okay?" I'm like, "I'm okay." I just let him know, just to play along. And plus, it was to put over the fact that I was unconscious, blah blah blah, but give the ring crew stall and kind of give them time to fix the ring,
right?
Kind of thing. And poor Chris Crude, Julian runs to the locker room, goes. He was upset. He ran to the locker room and goes, "I just killed the Blue Meanie. I just killed the Blue Meanie. I just killed the Blue Meanie." And they're like, No, don't worry. Don't worry. So I'm watching that Bobby Lashley footage, and my blood went cold. When the rope broke on me, like a chill went through me. And watching the thing with Bobby Lashley just sent a chill straight through me. Yeah. Because the rope snapped before he can reach out and grab that top rope. If you watch it, it's like Drew McIntyre was hitting the opposite ropes as Bobby was going to the other set of ropes.
Right.
And there was nothing for him to grab. So he just got the equivalent of a high-low, where somebody pushes you and somebody's on their knees behind you.
Yeah.
And trips you up.
He's lucky. I mean, that flip was a backflip too. You're completely on your own at that point. There's no, you have no bearing of what you're doing. Your body is just, the momentum is just going. And you could see both Drew, Sami Zayn was in, I think, Bobby Lashley's corner. You could see that they were all like, oh shit, and stalling. Sami always does a great job of stalling when things come up. But we went in and finished the match. But I was like, holy, that is fucking terrifying, man. That could have ended really bad. That could have ended really, really bad.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
but
glad
Bobby Lashley being the specimen he is.
Yeah.
Physically, I'm assuming he's okay, because I saw another video where he put Sami Zayn in the Hurt Lock. And the ropes are all down and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's just the worst. It's the worst feeling in the world when it happens to you, and it's the worst thing to watch.
Yeah,
because you never know until somebody gives you the thumbs up and let you know they're okay.
Right.
When I did it, I kind of did the old did the slow, sit up and got the NASCAR, or the round of applause when they wheel somebody off the field and they give the thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Everything's good. Yeah.
Got a little bit of that. I did a little loop around, the ring just to get my bearings, so to speak. While, again, giving them a chance to, fix the ring. But, yeah, that was horrible. And it was horrible to watch Bobby Lashley go through that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not a pretty picture to watch. But what is a pretty picture to watch, Blue Meanie? You talked about Dynamite this week in Philadelphia at the Liacouras Center. CM Punk officially has accepted Hangman Page's challenge for the AEW World Title. I don't know how necessarily I feel about this, but how do you feel? Did you watch the show? What's your opinions of the feud? Do you think it's going to pay off the way they think it will? Putting the belt on Punk.
Well, that's if they do.
Right.
But it's intriguing. AEW is one of the few companies that goes by win-loss record. So he's definitely earned the spot where, he's had one loss, maybe.
I think so.
But I know MJF likes to say he beat him twice, even though the first one didn't count. The ref restarted the match. I beat you twice in one match. But, he's only had one loss. So he's the number one contender. But he's also a top draw. And this is a dream match where two guys from two generations are going to wrestle for the AEW World Title. And I think it's going to be a great match. I'm excited for it. Again, if they put the belt on Punk, who knows? Hopefully, I want to see Adam Page get a good run with the belt because that was almost like a year-long build up to him winning the AEW title. And they've been, with the stuff they've been doing with the TNT title where it's kind of been hot potatoed, between, Sammy, Cody, back to Sammy, Scorpio Sky, back to Sammy, back to Scorpio Sky. It's all right, but, you don't want to, I like those, year-long reigns or something. Look what they're doing with Roman Reigns with the Universal title. So I like what, when they're, somebody, actually holds on to the belt for a little bit. So I would hope, Adam, keeps the belt. But I could see them putting on Punk because, just to, have, CM Punk as part of the lineage of your title, adds credibility to the belt, in some ways, there's always that argument, does the belt make the person or does the person make the belt? But, some heavy duty names have had, between Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, holding the AEW world title. So who knows? But that's the beauty of, why you watch, because you don't know. And in a lot of ways, people don't want to know. That's why they get caught up in the magic of the match.
Right.
To see where the payoff is and see what the finish is. So we shall see. But AEW was in Philly. It was a good time, good crowd. And it was good seeing some Monster Factory kids on the undercard, and Cheeseburger got a dark match and he got a good reaction, which was pretty cool. So,
that's cool.
AEW Philly came out strong for AEW for Dynamite and for this, tonight's Rampage.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a couple friends in the crowd. I wasn't ready to take that step yet, just with the newborn and COVID still being a thing. I was like, well, maybe I'll hang back, but next time it'll definitely be a thing. One thing I want to do real fast though, Meanie, before we jump into Ask Meanie, I have a world premiere for you. Breaking news. Carl Pannell, engineer and friend of the show, has finally finished the fart beat, and I feel like I have to play it.
How did he describe it?
It's disgusting, fucking disgusting, but I love it. He's like, this is what's gonna put me on the map. This is what it's gonna be. This is it. Everything I've done, everything I've worked on, this will be the thing that puts me on the map. So here here it is right here. Carl Pannell's Fart Beat. Just ridiculous.
Of course. You know, two people are like, well, that's your new ring entrance music.
Just builds and builds and builds.
I played this for my
I can't remember what regular air smells like. I can't remember what regular air smells like. I can't.
This man.
I can't remember what regular air smells like. I can't remember what regular air smells like.
Everything is a fart. Everything's a fart except for the hi-hat. It's the shits. He worked in It's the Shits. And Chevy.
I played that for my friend Donnie, and he was like, dude, I was waiting for Trent Reznor to come in and start singing.
It's so good. I will put that up on the Patreon page for you guys to download and have, if you would like. Yes, it was ass bass. Is definitely what that was. But I've been waiting for that for a couple weeks. Meanie.
Dude, that was brilliant, by the way. So
what's that?
That was fucking. My cheeks hurt from like. I got this fucking Kool-Aid fucking smile on my face.
I never thought
sent
that
it
my
to me
fart
and
would be in a fucking beat.
Yeah, you sent it to me, and I was playing it. I was just like, really? This is amazing.
I was hoping Josh was going to open it while he was working, you know, because I sent it to Josh too, and I'm like, can you just open this at the office right now?
Yeah.
Just make sure you open in front of everybody. What the fuck? This is the guy we just hired, and he's playing fart beats on his phone. It's great,
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah, Carl was just like, this is what I've done. Played the world, traveled the world with my music, and this is what's going to be getting me famous. Is this fucking fart beat. So we thank you, Carl, for your patronage, sir. But Meanie,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
What's that?
Would you like to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask me anything. Ask me something.
Don't forget, tweet us your questions at Mind of the Meanie and on Facebook, facebook.com/Mind of the Meanie. And we may ask your question on the show. Meanie, what do you got today in your hand there? Because I've remembered mine as well.
I got, I hope I pronounced this right. Soleil? Blood orange.
Nice.
I don't know how you pronounce that, but, you know.
Yeah, Soleil. I think you're right. I think it's like Cirque du Soleil. Yeah. Well, I know our friends at Ugly are no longer with us. They're with us always in spirit. The company, I believe, the rumor and innuendo on the block is that it's belly up. But I was able to find some at my local CVS, and I found a case of this Dr. Ugly, last one on the shelf. So we're going to crack a cold one and pour one out for the homies. 3, 2, 1, go. It's nice.
I tried to say man it, but
It's nice. It tastes like Dr. Pepper without all the other bullshit in it. So it's kind of
tastes
good.
like pure blood. Tastes like pure blood. Yeah.
We got a couple of great questions for you this week. We'll start with ECWWrestling.com. He's got 2 questions for you this week, so I'll start with number 1. In the mid to late 90s, since ECW was at the forefront of using technology in wrestling, and this gentleman quotes the old PW boards, AOL Prodigy chats, the first of the big 3 to have a website, etc. What lessons did all of you have to learn in order to help keep everyone's careers and the promotion?
As far as like social media, or
I guess with social media, yeah, that's what it reads like as like social media.
There was no lessons to. It was just business as usual. I want to maybe pat myself a little bit on the back. Stevie Richards was always ahead of the game on technology and all that stuff. Like, he could write you codes and stuff like that. He was good with computers. But as far as like being online, I pat myself on the back a little bit, because I was always on the AOL boards and stuff like that. And I had my own folder in the old AOL grandstand section where, interact with folks and stuff like that. The AOL ones kind of sucked because there's really no thread. How you do a fucking question and you go in there, you reply, and the reply would never be with the answer. It would be you'd have to scroll and scroll and scroll and look for it. But ECW was ahead of the curve on that because thanks to Bob Ryder from Prodigy, who would do live Prodigy chats from the ECW arena. And he would always bring on ECW talent to chat during the show, and then ECW would have ECW CyberSlam where fans would travel from all over the country. In some cases, the world. We would always have this touring group from Japan that would come over to ECW shows, and they would buy out the whole front row. If you see when Mikey Whipwreck and Cactus Jack beat the Public Enemy for the belts at the ECW arena, the whole tour group from Japan was right there, right behind the Timeskeepers table, celebrating. So we were pretty good with crossing over into what they call social media now, but the internet and stuff like that. Nobody really had any classes on how to interact and stuff like that. But it was, we were just pretty much just like everybody else. Just we happened to be the wrestlers and we happened to be talking to the fans. But there was guys like myself. I want to say Jericho was huge on social media, on the internet. Diamond Dallas Page, Mark Marrow, eventually Matt Hardy, I believe. Were some of the few wrestlers that were big into interacting with fans online.
His second question is, with the new technology today, crypto, NFTs, virtual land, etc., what teachings can the current generation of wrestlers and promoters today learn from the original ECW alumni to increase revenue, get new eyes on the product, and enhance the overall value of the business?
I'm doing something which has been in the works. Wrestling Metaverse, which is going to have NFTs and stuff like that. But just in general, what's the question again? I'm sorry.
So he asked, what would be what lessons can new wrestlers and promoters, this current generation, what can they learn from the original ECW alumni to increase revenue, get new eyes on the product, and enhance the overall value of the business? I think the question is what lessons can they take from you guys in the way that you guys were innovators in your field with a lot of these different new things? What lessons can they use to be more profitable using some of today's technologies?
This might be a little bit of a lesson for the younger guys or stuff like that. It's a little inside baseball, but this is something I teach everybody. Anybody who's listened to me talk or got my advice, this is my key point. I tell everybody, you are your own business. I'm Brian Heffron, but I am the Blue Meanie, and my business is the Blue Meanie. And how you present yourself, how you promote yourself, theater of the mind, which, is and how you present yourself to the wrestling fans in general, My goal, when interacting with people is just to, I was a wrestling fan, and I always appreciate the wrestlers who went out of their way to, make me feel good. One of the wrestlers I always sing his praise is Eddie Gilbert. You know, I met Eddie Gilbert as a young fan on the Memphis trips, you know, with Joel Goodhart's group. And, you know, Eddie Gilbert, he would sign everything. He would, answering questions, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And you could be the same way online. You know, the way you present yourself online, the way you present yourself out in public, the way you carry yourself is very indicative of just, you know, protecting your own business. You know, I see a lot of guys out there who do things online and, you know, that's could be considered detrimental to their business, you know, and, the guy who's killing it right now is the resurgence of Buff Bagwell.
Yeah.
Shout out to Buff Bagwell. He's doing so well. People are like, is somebody running his Twitter? You know, is that really Buff? Yeah, it's really Buff. Diamond Dallas Page, the man who lives with him, follows him. So, you know, but I guess the lesson to be learned is, you know, for younger wrestlers, current wrestlers, you are your own business and you have to present yourself out there, you know, put yourself out there out in the business as a wrestler, as a human. Fans love, and people like myself love to watch the journey. You know, to be there during the struggle and see how you come out of a struggle, hopefully on the positive end of things. You know, I've shared things in my life online. Yeah, there's some things I share. There's some things I keep to myself. But, you know, it's just a matter of, interacting and protecting your business, no matter how you see fit, and or I should say, however you see fit, to not only be a character in the ring, but a character in real life. Not that you're being a phony, but you got to, as a professional, you carry yourself as a professional.
Vanessa Bello from the Pod Squad wants to know, just out of sheer curiosity, does Meanie know where the term kip up originated from?
No clue. That's a great question. That's another one of those moves where you hear it and you're like, I don't know what that means, but all right, there's the term when you get thrown over the ropes and you hold on and you bring yourself back in the ring, skin the cat. I don't know what the fuck does that mean? I don't know. It's one of the terms in wrestling that has always been around, but fuck if I know. I wish I had a better answer.
Yeah, I even just Googled it now while we were talking about it, and it just tells me what it is. It doesn't give me any how does it where did it come from.
No idea.
Johnny wants to know, does the Blue Meanie still stay in contact with Joey Styles? And if so, how's he doing?
I like every year I get a Christmas card from Joey and his family, and with a little note, and I'll shoot him a little. I'll text him, hey, got the card. Thank you so much. Hey, Meanie, Merry Christmas. We don't talk as often as I would like, but he's doing good. I think he's still in sales, in the world of sales, and he's got a wonderful wife. He's got a wonderful kid. And he's just living the best life, Joey's a great guy, straight shooter, and I still keep in touch. I wish I kept in touch more often, but we keep in touch, and I'll probably hear from him next Christmas.
All right, I got one more for you here. Actually, two more for you. Sage Duranic Williams wants to know, was there ever a time that you were something other than blue?
Like hair color?
Like just color. I guess were you the purple meanie, green meanie? Was there ever a color? It was always blue.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is my name was a blessing and a curse. Blue Meanie because it's from a movie. But then, people always go, why not red? How come you're not the orange Ruffy? Why? It's like
because I picked the Blue Meanie. Yeah, because I picked this one.
Well, it was given. I was anointed the Blue Meanie. So by one of the best minds in the wrestling business. So who am I to argue with Raven, a.k.a. Scott Levy, the guy who created the Dudleys and all these other things he's done in the wrestling business. But, there was a point where I started doing movies. I dyed my hair black. And that was about it. There was a point where post WWE, and I was running 3PW, and I kind of lost myself, which, I started painting my face differently. I think I had black hair for a second because I was doing movies, but I didn't even bother changing it back for wrestling. And I kind of lost who I was. And thankfully, for the ECW Reunion shows between Borash's Forever Hardcore show, or that was the documentary, Jeremy Borash's Hardcore Homecoming and One Night Stand. That's kind of where I fell in love with the original Blue Meanie again, all over again, with the black paint and the blue hair and the half shirt and the Daisy Dukes. I went back to that, and, as bad as the JBL situation was, it kind of pulled me out of a funk to where I started appreciating who I was again,
Yeah.
So, I've had different looks. When they released me, WWE released me the one time, and JR was like, "Oh, go off and get a new coat of paint and come on back to us." Which means change things up. And I literally took it literally and started painting my face differently. That's why I had the blue face paint for a little bit. And but it took those reunion shows for me to fall back in love with who I was and what the character was.
I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but I got a question from Mark and Dryden that just popped up here that I don't know if I've asked yet. And I'm just curious to know what your thoughts are. What effect do you think Discovery's acquisition of Warner Media will have on AEW? If you've read any news, Kathleen Finch will be or is in charge, and her background is from the Food Network and HGTV, to name a couple. This has been a really popular topic on a lot of shows recently and a lot of areas recently. What do you think, if any? Me personally, I'll give you, if you want to know my answer, I don't think it'll have any effect on them. I don't think it's going to change any dynamics for them right now as long as they keep their ratings going. But what does the Blue Meanie think?
It all depends on what her personal preference is, really. That's the thing. When companies acquire companies, they like to put their own people in-house, and with programming and stuff like that, they fucking the people at Time Warner hated pro wrestling. So and people, there's always that distinction of people try to think of WCW, but Turner owned WCW.
Right.
Yeah. So these companies don't own AEW, but they have AEW on their TV. And it'd be one thing if I kind of lost my train of thought there. But
That's okay.
no, they don't own AEW, so it's different circumstances from WCW, but then again, it's always up to whether this person likes professional wrestling or not. Are the ratings good? They're okay. They're not great because they're strictly going by a demo, which to me is ridiculous. When we're talking about the Monday Night Wars, they were doing 5.0, 6.0, 7.0s. Now the wrestling today does point whatever, So they're doing decimal point numbers. So it all depends on, do they think those ratings? Yeah, I have this argument in my head all the time because it drives me nuts with the whole demo. It's like, okay, promotion A has 1 million viewers. Promotion B has 750,000 viewers. Well, the person, to me, I don't care what anybody says, the person with the 1 million viewers won.
Yeah.
because that's a million people. That's a million people who are going to get behind, watch your wrestlers, get behind your wrestlers, buy their T-shirts, and stuff like that. I don't care if a certain demo watched the 750,000 people, because that's 250,000 less people that are going to buy tickets. And
it means nothing. It's all just this parade of shit that people say. Yeah, I mean, it's not.
It's advertising revenue for a show that barely is doing 0.3s or whatever. Whatever the rating is. It's
right.
The biggest the best number is the demo. Winning the demo should be the cherry on the top. It shouldn't be your main course.
Correct.
It shouldn't be, the steak and potatoes. That's your main course. That's people buying tickets and asses in the seats and people buying pay-per-views. What you do with the demo is that's play money. That's the funny money. That's the found a 20 in a dryer money.
Right.
It's just it should be. So. Getting back to this merger, the person could go, yeah, they're winning the demo, but still not putting eyeballs on our TV. To watch the product. So, when does it take effect?
I think it already happened. The merger's already taken place, and they were already they just cut CNN Plus, which hasn't even been around for 30 days. I know that TBS and TNT have both stopped new scripted programming from being produced on the channel, so they're completely moving away from that concept. I don't know. Sometimes, like I said, I guess to echo what I was saying before, it's like sometimes I feel like it won't make a difference because of the contract that they have for television, distribution, at least to 2024. But at the same time, I mean, I guess if they decide, hey, this isn't working for us, I mean, they could cancel them at any time, right? Because I don't know how the metrics of that works. I'm not qualified.
Yeah,
to
I don't
say
know how
works.
contracts works. I don't know how TV contracts works. That's a question for Eric Bischoff. But
right, yeah. Go and check out Eric Bischoff on adfreeshows.com. Him and John Alba do a whole episode on this on his new ad-free shows
Strictly
only
Business.
show, Strictly Business. They do a great dive into this, and they are. I feel, at least for me, I know Meanie's been in the business, but at least for me, the two of them are much more qualified to discuss this and talk about the ins and outs of this than I am. But Meanie, being in the business, I'm sure, has more information than I do. But thank you guys, as always, for your questions. We appreciate it. Blue Meanie, brother, where can people find you on social media?
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie, you can follow me on all forms of social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, which I really haven't figured out yet. You can follow me at Blue Meanie, BWO. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie, where I just put up a new, since we talked a lot about football today, a Blue Meanie Eagles themed shirt, which was designed by the great artist Bill Wood. And it says Meanie in the Eagles font, which is pretty cool. And the logo looks, the eagle is, looks like the Blue Meanie. So go to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use promo code Meanie. Get 10% off. Rod Hicks and Al Snow are doing an amazing job over there at collarandelbowbrand.com. The wrestling brand. I had such a good time with them in Indianapolis. Please go support them. If you want to get a well wish, or I got to figure out the better verbiage on this. If you would like to get a video message from the Blue Meanie, go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. Yeah, Blue Meanie BW. I just did a couple today, so to speak. So, get over there. Wish you a happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy joy. Go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. If you want your beard to look and smell good, just as mine does here at Casa DeMeanie, go to madcatbeardcare.com and get the blue spruce. They're doing great stuff over there at madcatbeardcare.com. I have a beard product over there. I do not draw a dime from this product because all the money goes to helping cats, which is one of my favorite things. I love cats, so if I can do anything to help, cat, take care of, feral cats, and get them taken care of, stuff like that. It is something I enjoy. So go to madcatbeardcare.com and get yourself some blue spruce. But Mr. Barnard, where can we find you?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate the intro there. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my name. It's a brand, and I'm not changing it, pal. You can also listen to my other show, Foundation Radio. Go to foundationradio.net. And listen anywhere you find your favorite podcast. You can also support the show by going to prowrestlingtees.com/Foundation Radio. Pick yourself up a shirt. We have a couple of great episodes coming up, including a brand new Sam Watches Bad Wrestling Poorly, where we watch, or this week coming up, we are going to watch the David Arquette WCW title win. And going to get Sam's unvarnished opinion on that. But my favorite episode of that one so far is the Finger Poke of Doom. You can go back into the archives and check that one out. You can also check us out. You can support this show right here, Mind of the Meanie. Go to Mind of the Meanie, or actually go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. You can watch the show and watch our beautiful faces every morning as we record. Twitter, Instagram, Mind of the Meanie is where you'll find us. Meanie, I want to thank you as always for your time, and thank the Pod Squad for joining us while we record and being a part of our family here. For the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind.
Blue World Order.
Peace.
Blue World Order.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie was recorded and produced by Adam Barnard and was engineered by Carl Pannell. Additional production and narration provided by Sam Krebs. Our executive producers are Josh Chernoff, Adam Barnard, and the Blue Meanie. Our opening theme is performed by the Swamp Candles. Our closing theme is performed by Chikara. The show contains original music produced by Enrichment. Get additional bonus content by becoming our patron on Patreon at patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Mind of the Meanie. This has been a Butts Carlton media production in conjunction with the MLW Radio Network. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
Dad, why is Blue Meanie's brain out?
The world of MLW Radio never stops.